Uh, Hello all, good morning. I'm Bhavin here. So today's our session is on Redis time series. So first of all, I want to thank Pune developers community for for hosting this session. And in the Pune developer community YouTube channel, we are hosting a lots of various sessions. So today we are gonna learn on the Redis time series. So first of all, I hope you all are very familiar with Redis. Redis is an open source database platform. It's actually a data source. It was created by Salvatore Sanfilippo. Uh, so with the Redis, we got a lot of data structures, which are very basic one. But today's here, we're gonna learn about the Redis time series module. So first of all, why we need modules and what is the use of modules? So as there was data structures in the Redis, but there's always a possibilities of more data structures and more use cases. So instead of adding all the use cases in the Redis, what Redis provides is use of modules specific to your use cases. You can add modules and take advantage of that. So there are a lot of modules which are comes with the Redis, which you can also develop any modules. These are the modules which supported by the Redis labs. So like Redis search is specific to search full text search scenarios, Redis JSON. Uh, in the in the Pune developer community, we hosted some of the modules use cases. So first of all, how can we use any Redis modules with my Redis database? So it's a very easy. Like you can clone any Git repo for that module and just use it with the load modules, or you can run it in the Docker. I think all of us are using Docker right now very well. So you can start a Docker container and my module. We can edit the Redis time series. Likewise, we can add a lot of modules with our Redis server and take use of it.
Bhavin, could you please zoom in your terminal? It is hard for viewers to see it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, yeah. I
A
think
bit more.
it's good now.
Yeah, perfect.
We can see here my time series modules is loaded. So first of all, what is time series data? So time series is a data in which we have a time as an index and some sample values uh, which we got periodically. Like we can have examples of here temperature, any kind of coming from sensor, or we can say CPU usage. These are the various kind of data which comes throughout the time one by one, and we need to computation on that, or we need to visualize that data in a time-based manner. So it is called the time series data. So in the today's trend, as we can see, the use cases and use of time series database is growing for various use cases. So in Redis, earlier all of uses the time series data to because Redis is a in-memory data store, and it provides a lot of ingest capacities. So earlier sorted sets were used for the time series data in the combination with hashes. Why we needed hashes here is for to store the data like field value pairs for the sources. But the main problem with sorted sets here are the duplications. We cannot provide duplicate data. Like we need to have only one. We cannot provide duplicate data in the sorted sets. And sorted sets are not very good data structure for a lot of data. Like we have a million, thousands, and hundreds of thousands data coming in. So later on, when streams were introduced, uh, streams were used for the time series data in Redis, but stream does not provide very well data structure for aggregation or any kind of use cases which are specific to the time series data. Uh, so these are the points which were missing in the uh, both the structures like downsampling, aggregation, labeling. The main part is compression. So to overcome these are the to overcome these things, Redis time series module is introduced. So this is how a Redis time series module stores data in it. Like you can create a key which has labels. Labels can contain the data you need in the field value pairs, and that labels are not covered through whole data. It's just stored once and used, so it does not take up much more memory space. In Redis time series, the data is stored in chunks, and there's a time-based timestamp index, so you can use that to for the range queries. So here's how a chunk's represented. A chunk has two parts. One part is used to timestamp, and one part is used to store the sample values. Redis time series uses one type of doubly linked list, so the range queries are more optimized because range query is the biggest part in the time series data because we need to retrieve the data really fast, and as Redis is a in-memory database, it provides it really well. Like here, if there's a command for add, we will see in later slides how the commands are performed. But as we add the data, it gets added into the chunks, and once a chunk is full, it moves to the next chunk. Here, yeah. So our first command is ts.create. So ts.create is used to create a time series key. Here, as any other Redis commands, we can provide retention time options, other options. So first option is retention time. So as we can see, as the data added into the timestamp time series key, it can get lots of data. But if it doesn't need older values, like it doesn't need a value older than 1 day, so we can provide a retention time of 24 hours, and after 24 hours uh, the values which are added into this time series will automatically deleted. There's another field uh, option for uncompressed. By default, Redis time series now compress the timestamp as well as the labels and values to store the memory space, save the memory space, and we can provide the labels which are which we can create custom. We can see how we can use of labels in later slides. So first command is here ts create. So we will perform it in our terminal like here. So a key can be anything like here I'm specifying my sensor one. We can create any other kind of keys also, and I'm providing labels here like my home h1. Home is a field and h1 is a value. So here my key is created. So a key is a base of time series. Like we can provide my time series data to a key. I can also alter that key. Like I want to modify the retention time, or I want to change the labels. Here, um, here we need to like I'm modifying a key. The labels will now what I provide it will be replaced by the earlier one. Like I'm here specifying farm F1, so it will replace the uh, older labels. Our next command is ts info. Ts info provides me the all the data related to my time series key. Like here we can get the labels and other uh, informations related to this timestamp time series key. So next command is ts.add. So with ts.add we can add values to the our time series key. Here we can provide timestamp. It can be a custom any timestamp and value. We can also provide retention time here, and the same as the our ts.create options. So like I'm adding a value myself. So one for the timestamp we can provide a Unix timestamp here, but for current timestamp we can provide star here, and I have added a value 5. So it is added to our time series key. So next command is ts.get. ts.get will give us the last value which we have added in the time series. So as we have added here uh, 10, it will give us the last value with its timestamp. If we add here 15, it will return us same as ts.get, but we have ts.mget. So what with the ts.get we can query a single key, but now I have created a multiple time series keys, and I want to query on all of them. Then we can use ts.mget. With labels is an option, and filter used to filter our time series key to which to use. We can filter on base of labels. Currently, we have only one key, so sorry, we are not providing a key here. Filter equals to f1. It will also provide the last values which we have added. If we provide with label, sorry, we can get the labels also with our key. Next command is ts.range. Ts range is used to query a key from timestamp to timestamp. Uh, So I can give like I want a data from 1st January to 3rd January. Then ts.range can give me the data. Here the option count will with the option count we will get only specified values. Otherwise it will give us all values. And with aggregation we can have the response in the aggregated manner, like I want the sum of my all values in the specified time buckets. Like here we will see ts range. So for the timestamp, minus, it's a start from and plus 2. So minus means from the oldest, and 2 means plus means to the newest entries. We also needed to give the key here myself. So one, okay. So it can give me all the values which we have provided. Uh, Now we can provide aggregation. Aggregation, like I want to have a sum. The time bucket here is in the milliseconds. So like I have provided the sum, so we get sum of all the entries. We can have average entries as well. So there's a various type of aggregations available, like average, sum, min, max, range, count. So we can do the range queries based on our use cases. So same as mget, we have m range. So here we can provide a from timestamp and to timestamp uh, with the count, aggregation, with labels, and with the filters. So same as mget, it will can do on the multiple keys based on the filters we have provided. So here we are taking a look on M range. So same as from and to, we can provide minus or plus. We can provide specific timestamp here. We can provide aggregation of sum in the time bucket and filter. So filter we can have form equals to f1. Here we can see we have got all the values here. When we have multiple keys, we can get data from all the keys based on the filters. We can provide here multiple filters also, as like not equals to, equals to, same as. Then there is a command increment by. So it is most very useful in the time series. Like I have a last entry which was added here. If you can see, like we are adding 30 here, but in between my data is changed, uh, and I want to modify it, or we can say I'm adding an entry in every minute, but each second I'm getting new data and I want to add it into this one also. So we can use increment by here. So it will just add up the values we have given into the our last entry of time series. So my last entry is updated. Also the timestamp is updated for that also. Like we are adding a 5 also now. So as we can see, my timestamp updated for that and the value. Uh, Same as increment by, we have decrement by. So we can uh, decrement the value of the last entry. Now we can. yet. Here it is updated. So we use ts.add to add a new entry, and we can modify the last entry by increment and decrement functions. So uh, now the create rule command. So what happens in real-time use cases is I have a one time series key which is ingesting data continuously by per minute, uh, and now I want to do the aggregation for the per hour basis. So we have connected our data source with the Grafana or any other kind of uh, graphing or dashboard system. So I want to have a aggregation data on per hour basis. So what we can do on each time aggregating on a per hour basis, we can create a rule. So here we can provide a source key and the destination key. So the in the destination key, new data will be stored by the aggregation. I have specified here average of 60,000 milliseconds time bucket. So on every 60 seconds, it uh, creates usually so my second key will not have all the data and it can provide me more faster aggregation. But for that we need a two keys, and as we have not here created a lot of so for the create rule, first we need to have a second key like my sensor average of one. So here my key is created. Now we can create a rule. So here's my source key. Here is my destination key, and we can provide aggregation of average and time bucket. So for this time bucket, all the data will be stored. But as we have not added much data, there will be right now no any data. Uh, so same as create rule, we have delete rule. So if I have created a rule, I can also delete it. Uh, so that's it. So that was a very basics of time series and how you can leverage its commands and create your own time series. Here are the other uh, links where you can get other in the detailed documents for the time series related Redis. Uh, uh, so that's it from my end. Thanks all for joining this session, and thanks to Pune Developers Community for hosting these sessions and providing this great opportunity. So thank you all. If we have any questions, we can take questions here. I think that's it from my end. Chinmay, are you there?